all knew what was going on in there now. It can be hard to speak up even when you know something happening right in front of you is wrong. Not so different from adults, right?
Yagami-san, was everything we just witnessed part of your plan?
It's just psychology. There's this concept called the bystander effect. According to the psychologists, when a person witnesses an incident, there's three things that run through their mind if other people are in the vicinity. 1, if no one else acts, it must not be urgent. 2, if no one else acts, I don't have to take action either. And 3, if I take action alone, I'll embarrass myself. The result? Everybody stands there and nobody takes action. I just figured if I could get even one person to step up and raise their voice, it would spur the rest of them to push past their inability to act. Penguins are the same way. You ever seen a flock of them hesitating to take a leap into the sea? One takes the first plunge and the others all start following after him.
The first penguin, you say? It's a fascinating term for a display of bravery. I've heard it said that overseas in America, the first penguin is a symbol of respect.
So for Yagami-shi, that would mean your voice was the first penguin in that classroom.
I can't say for certain this resolved your bullying problem. But here's hoping it's at least a good first step.
They're gone. You should be safe from them for a while.
What do you say we monitor the situation for now? Might not be wise for adults to intervene just yet.
I suppose you... But it should be teachers and administrators handling...
You know what? I couldn't agree.
Then if you'll excuse me.
Oh, come on, man. Lighten up a little. You didn't have to rub it in her face.
You know what she thinks? She thinks we're some bums off the street trying to meddle in academic affairs.
Well then, I apologize on her behalf. Hard to admit this at my age, but I learned...
Good stuff, Yagami-san.
Naturally. I knew you...
Huh? Sorry, I have to take this. Hey, this is Yagami.
This is Shirosaki. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
I have a rather urgent request for you. It concerns a trial we've been involved with.
Listen, sorry-san. I'm a little busy. I don't know if I could take a rush job at the moment. We aren't even in Kawachi right now. Actually, I'm in Yokohama.
Really? That's interesting.
I'm helping Sugiura out with a case for his new agency. We're on site right now. At Serio High School. Sorry-san? You there?
Seiryo High? Somewhere near Ijincho? Is that the school?
Have you heard of it?
A college-age student teacher from that school went missing about 2 months ago. It was all very sudden.
Huh. I think I heard something about that, actually.
He himself was a Seiryo High graduate. He'd returned to his alma mater to finish his teaching credential.
Just a sec. How do you know so much about this?
The teacher's name is Hiro Mikoshiba, and his body was discovered a few days ago. They found him in one of Ijincho's abandoned buildings.
Huh?
The body was badly decomposed, but Kanagawa police have just released his identity. Moments ago, in fact.
Moments ago.
This is gonna end today?
Thing is, someone else knew Mikoshiba was dead, before the police even confirmed it. A sex offender, Akihiro Ehara. I defended him in court. The day Mikoshiba disappeared, Ehara was arrested at the station for groping, He's also an active duty officer.
So you're saying he committed the murder too?
No. The victim was still alive while Ihara was at the station in Tokyo committing sexual battery. He was caught and arrested on the spot. And he's been in jail for the 2 months since.
So if I have this right, he has an alibi for the murder?
Right. But there's more to it. A few days ago, someone lit flares at the location of Mikoshiba's body. It obviously couldn't have been Ihara, so I suspect that's the real culprit. But whoever that is somehow connected to Ihara.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no other way he could have known about the body.
Exactly. There's clearly more to Ihara than an officer turned groper. More than likely, he's an accomplice to murder.
Okay. So do we have a motive?
4 years ago, Ihara's only son hung himself in their home. He was a student at Seiryō High at the time. And the way Ihara sees it, his death was the result of bullying at the hands of his classmate, Mikoshiba.
You mean it's revenge? In that case, could he possibly have hired someone else to kill the guy in his stead?
It's highly likely. As for my request, I'd like to see what you can find out. Mikoshiba's murder is too suspicious. Up until today, I wrote Ihara off as just another train groper. But he got arrested for that on the exact day that Mikoshiba was killed. It can't be a coincidence.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better alibi than being arrested for a different crime, right? Otherwise, the cops would have pinned him as suspect number 1.
But groping as an alibi? Why go to all that trouble? There had to have been a better way than that. I'm worried. As his attorney, I have to admit there's a chance Ihara planned this, which means I've made a critical oversight. Even worse, I let a misguided court issue a verdict. I can't allow that to stand. I need to reconsider both the harassment and the murder. Because I think the truth is these cases are one and the same.
All right. Well, what can I do for you?
Can you see if anyone at Seiryō High will talk about Mikoshiba? Right now, we need more information. And the first thing we should focus on is how and why he disappeared. That could give us a lead.
So, does this mean you're hiring me?
It does. Consider it an official request, if you would.
Okay, I'm on it. No better feeling than when the jobs line up perfectly.
Ijincho, Yokohama. A harbor.
Before I go all in, can we go over the defense?
Sure. He'd been sticking
Lived
his
alone?
wife Toshiro.
And the couple?
That's it. That's mine.
The same footage the media was plastering on TV?
Yes. Although some of it was edited for privacy or length, but it painted a clear enough picture.
Hard to dispute something you can see right in front of you.
True.
And what about when they handed down the verdict? Ihara flew off the handle or something?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Your Honor, in a warehouse, about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
Ihara seemed convinced that Mikoshiba had bullied his son, and to get his justice, he even took Seiryō High to court. However, the court ruled against him, claiming there was no substantial evidence of bullying. I still need to dig into the court record of that case to see if there's anything of value.
Sounds like I'm on deck then. I've got someone involved in the case right in front. The chairman of...
Are you...
I don't know how you pull these things off, Yagami-san.
I'm listening.
Mikoshiba's murder hasn't been made public yet, so please don't go around talking about it, especially at his school. The Kanagawa police will investigate the school soon enough, and if they find out everyone already knows...
They'd show us the door, lock it behind them, and probably charge us with obstruction.
Exactly. Oh, and before I send you Mikoshiba's photo, there's one last thing you should know.
What's that?
Ehara's ruling was the day before yesterday. That means we only have 13 more days to potentially file an appeal. If we don't make our move, Ehara will walk out of court with a sex offense charge and a minor slap on the wrist. And once his case is closed, it would take a miracle to get it reopened, even if there had been a critical oversight.
Right.
I'm sorry to give you a time limit instead of a viable solution.
Don't worry. I'll have to make...
Yo.
Sorry. Give me one more sec. Actually, Kaito-san, can I fill you in later? I need to get some answers.
May I?
You sure can. Remember how you told me about his... This is him, right?
How do you have that photo?
I'd like to ask a bit about him.
What?
I'm afraid I can't give you any details. This request, I'm sure you understand. I know that isn't much consolation. But if it's any comfort, I would never disclose anything about you.
But don't you see? Mikoshiba-kun was officially reported missing.
I promise. I'll tell you everything I can when I can. I'll start with the basics. Mikoshiba-kun...
That's correct.
How long was he supposed to be here?
3 weeks, originally. He'd nearly finished. It was as if all was well. Then... Or, at least, that's how...
Were you two not that close?
No. We'd had...
Wasn't there a pretty dark rumor about Mikoshiba-kun 4 years...
You mean what was dredged up online? However, in the subsequent lawsuit, the court found no evidence...
But you had your doubts, didn't you? So you called on us?
Well, yes. The tragedy from 4 years ago does weigh on us.
Well, you say that. Yet I can't help circling back. Why would the head of a school hire detectives, potentially even out of pocket?
Well, for one thing, it would reflect. Then there's the issue of bullying being recorded and shared online. You know what kind of... I should mention, I'm the one who takes the fall for it. My own privacy be damned. So of course...
That's fair. But what that still doesn't answer...
I'm...
The police performed what's called a trace element inspection to prove even something as small as clothing fibers or skin cells can net you a big win at court. Not that it's a game.
And how is this...
Oh, not a bad question, actually. I'm sure this was going somewhere.
Were your thoughts...
Could this be what riled you up?
But this is...
This is footage of Akihiro Ehara 2 months ago, captured up in Tokyo. The man was an active duty police officer, so of course it made the rounds in the media. But you already knew all that. After all, He's the one who sued your school on account of what his son endured here. Bullying that led to suicide.
Well, that's...
And now that he's in the spotlight, any more problems at Serio would lead people to start... The police would dig up that suicide in no time. They might even reach the conclusion I get the feeling that's why we're really here. To prevent another...
Oh, I see now. Our job's to sniff out any
That's simply not true.
You sure
At
about
least
that? The thought never even crossed your mind?
Perhaps it did. Every time I saw Ihara-san on TV, I'd grow sick with worry that it could all boil over on us.
I can assure you, Chairman, I'm not here to cause any trouble.
In that case, you should speak with Sawa-sensei.
Her? Great. That's my luck.
See? I told you we should have stayed on her good side.
How was I supposed to know?
So, would you like me to call her back here?
No, thanks. I should go see her.
In that case, you may want to go downstairs and see if she's in the faculty.
I've got another chance to shoot
Sorry,
my
Kato-san, but I'm fielding this one alone.
What? So you're benching all of us? Just like that?
I don't understand the...
If I had time to explain, I would. Just trust...
I'm sorry. Did you need something, sir?
Oh. Is Sawa-sensei here?
She should be back shortly.
Well, I just need to have a quick word with her is all. Maybe you could tell me...
It's right over there. The one with all the English books.
Thank you. Suspicious. What the? What the? Hey.
What are you doing here?
Yes, well...
Such as?
Such as how close you were to Hiro Mikoshiba. I heard from Chairman Okuda you were mentoring him.
Why do you, of all people, want to know?
Did you notice anything unusual? Any sign of trouble?
I can't say for sure.
Is that really all you can tell me?
I said that's all.
You know what, let's start over. Why don't we talk about him as a student? You were already a teacher here by then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Back when a student here committed suicide, there were rumors online about how it could have been caused by bullying. And Mikoshiba-kun's name came up as one.
Yes, but...
So he wasn't involved?
I teach English, and that's what I was focused on. So as far as I knew, Mikoshiba-kun... And during his time in training, I was under the impression he got along...
He's not the type to bully then?
I would say...
Then why would those rumors exist in the first place?
You're asking the wrong... 4 years ago, the court determined this school was not responsible for—
You mean Ihara-san's lawsuit? The father of the student who died and an officer in Tokyo? Well, I'm sure you've seen the news.
Yes, but what of it? What exactly—
I believe Ihara-san still thinks his son killed himself.
Let me ask you something,
By all
Yag-
means.
What are you trying to accomplish? Didn't you finish this whole business with the chairman? If that wasn't enough, you got security called on you. You should have had the sense to leave long before now.
Believe me, once I learn what I need about—
In that case, you've already got everything you need from me.
One last question. You and the chairman both mentioned how Mikoshiba-kun got along with the students here. Anyone in particular?
The kid Mikoshiba-kun was in that club back when he was a student.
The basketball club. That includes the gang from before, right?
Yes. They all spent quite a bit of time with him.
All right. With that, I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate your time, Matt. Sawa-sensei.
Just a minute!
Kaito-san, you there?
Why? You suddenly decide
Don't be like...
you enjoy playing
You mean, did I
teacher?
enjoy getting eviscerated by her? That aside, I did get some interesting intel.
Huh?
I want to find those bullies in the basketball club.
So I do have a purpose. Ain't that something?
Thanks. I'll start scoping out the gymnasium. Close one. Almost got it.
Huh?
You're Koda-san from Class 2 too, right? Basketball too?
Yeah?
You have a second? I have some questions about a student teacher who taught classes here named Mikoshiba. Ow! Really?
Yo, you read me talk? That posse of little shitheads just went strutting into the gym with some bats.
Kaito-san, can you at least try to warn me a little sooner next time?
Why? You worried?
Hey! Why are you still here, asshole? Who the hell are you anyway?
Talking pretty big for taking a cheap shot while my back was turned.
You had it coming, shady old fuck!
Koda! Hey, you been spilling anything to this guy?
I didn't say anything.
I'll fill you in. I was asking her about Mikoshiba, a student teacher who disappeared from school not too long ago. You guys know him, right? The basketball club would.
Don't bother trying to talk to us like we're your fucking friends, asshole.
I wanna bash your fucking skull in. You'll die before I tell you shit.
You wiped the floor with us yesterday. Only fair for you to take a handicap.
I don't mind at all. Sure. All good. But it's still gonna be pretty one-sided.
You're so full of shit. I'm gonna kick your ass!
Come on. You've got a lot of guts for your age, kid. But come on. You really need a better outlet for all that aggression.
Let me go!
Just what on earth is going on in here?
Hey. Let's roll out.
I'm gonna do you a favor here and leave out the part about the bats.
Are you even listening?
Yes, ma'am. We were just horsing around a bit. Right?
Just horsing around is right.
You really are unbelievable. Why are you attacking defenseless students on their school property? How many times must I tell you to leave our school alone?
For what it's worth, the chairman asked me to be here.
Oh, good. Let's drag him into this. How should our chairman explain you to the mob of irate parents that will be at his door any second now? Don't worry, there's a very good reason we hired these ragtag detectives to spy on and beat up your kids.
Not the words I'd use.
If I hear anything else about you, anything, I'm going straight to the press. I'm under no obligation to cover for anyone. Oh, and your attire is atrocious. When you show up at a school, at least try to look the part. Now go home.
You hear all that, Kaito-san? I have a funny feeling I'm not wanted here. Can I talk to the chairman real quick?
I'm afraid Sawa-sensei's made her point clear. Perhaps it's best you take your... After all, you've satisfied...
Wait. Okay, how about this? That way, I can stay on campus.
But you can't teach without a license. You don't happen to have...
No, but I do have a lawyer's badge.
You're a lawyer? Well, that certainly is...
Can't we work something out?
I'm afraid also. There is always the off chance that you can serve as an out...
Oh, yeah. Do you happen to have a kung fu club? I've got a few tricks.
No, there's nothing of the sort. And on that note...
That's...
Me again. I say it's time. No use.
I can't. Not until I...
Suit yourself.
Aha! Stop right there!
Huh?
I knew it. Suspicion confirmed.
Can I help you?
Actually, you already have. I didn't think you'd be fooled.
I'm sorry, but...
They always say perpetrators return to the scene of the crime. And you just...
Monsieur Voyeur? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your pervy little upskirt scheme. Seriously, hiding a camera under the stairs.
Yeah, you lost me. Now, if you don't mind, I'm kind of
Oh, no, you don't! I have irrefutable proof of your crime. Why, the very shoes on your feet. You're wearing the exact same sneakers as the pervert from yesterday. And don't think they'll carry you to...
Okay, what has happened? Sorry, but your evidence is my shoes? In fact, I'm probably not the only person with this exact pair.
Your shoe style is merely... You see, before I had covered the floor around the camera with a clear polymer that shines...
Huh?
It's an oil-based substance, so it lasts a few days. Your soles are stained with... Which means you came bumbling back while wearing the very... lamenting your misfortune already? That's
Mystery read?
now. If you'll follow me
Oh, wait,
to the back.
just... There's no way I'd have noticed an invisible substance on my shoes. I'll give you that much. But even if I did step in some mystery goop, does that really prove what you're saying? With so many people on campus, any number of them could have walked over that spot.
No, only the perpetrator stepped in the coating. I know this because I was there watching your fiasco. And of course, I had the PE teacher who was with me agree to serve as witness. Why don't you just give it up already? There's no escape, sir. The camera may be gone, but fortunately, I snapped a photo of it before it got taken away. With that, I determined everything there is to know about your camera. Turns out it's an online exclusive, customized to capture high-resolution. Were I to supply this information to the police, they would. After all, the shop would have no choice but to. Do I need to spell it out? Therefore, I think it would be wise to do what.
Let's say...
A chat?
Yeah. Now, I can't give out any details, so I'd like to resolve this as amicably as possible.
I will agree to one thing only, and make no mistake, I will not be misled by diversion.
You're Kyoko Amasawa-san, right?
So what if
I saw your flyer.
You're not wrong. Our current advisor got married and quit teaching, and we can't find him. On top of that, the chairman's been reluctant to bring in anyone from outside. But your arrival marks our revival. Should I turn you in as a voyeur, it would make a fine. It would also prove the value of the MRC, so the chairman would have no choice but to.
Well, that all sounds fine on paper. But the real-life logistics, you'll need a competent professional in your area of interest. But you think they have time?
When you put it that way.
Right? How about you make me your advisor?
You? Advise
Why
the
not? A Kamurocho-based detective not good enough?
You're...
Oh yeah. I'm Takayuki Yagami from the Yagami Detective Agency. I was asked to come investigate your school. That's about all I can let slip.
So then...
I'll let you deduce that yourself. Client confidentiality. But I will say one thing. I'm here to stop shady business.
If he wasn't shooting up skirts, then what was he trying to... Rather, who was he trying to see? Who put him up to it?
As I was trying to say, becoming your advisor could work. I'm not done here by a long shot, but one of your teachers is bent on seeing me gone.
Really? Who?
Sawa-sensei. She thinks I have no business being here, and frankly, it's been harder. But if I were to advise your club, it'd be all the reason I need. So what do you think? Oh, and if it's experience you want, believe me, I've been around the block when it comes to...
The purpose you stated for being here does fit the circumstances better, but I will not be so I
Test?
Right this way, please.
What? Hey!
Who's this, sis?
This is Yagami-san. However, I intend to test him first.
Fine by me. And your sister.
Please have a seat.
After you.
Oh, how kind of you. So, Amasawa-san, back to the topic at hand here. Could you tell me what the Mystery Research Club...
Primarily, we function as a book club, but when the... And by that...
Oh, I've got to say...
Oh, don't get me wrong. If we could all be armchair detectives, free to...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's... Why... Letting such a case slip away...
While I do admire...
Shouldn't we hand...
Well, now, let's not be hasty.
I take it...
You make some So, getting back to this test...
yes. So, that being said, I'd also be a fool to take you at your word.
Well, the caution is out...
Then you shouldn't mind if I test both yours. And once that's over, we'll either accept you as our...
I get the picture.
Actually, we've been dealing with a rather risky case as of late.
How risky are we talking?
Well, Yagami-san, have you ever heard of a sugar...
Huh? You mean a younger girl getting paid to date an older guy?
You know it. Now, our current case involves... It seems that one of our dance club girls has grown a reputation for dating old... Unfortunately, I've yet to pin down exactly...
All you know is she's in danger. Well, I understand why you'd want to know more. Is she in danger?
The issue at hand is that she may be doing more than dating, and it's putting her safety at risk. Well, we found this out online, so we're admittedly speculating, but apparently this girl's pretty infamous for what they call her vanishing act.
Care to elaborate?
She strings the mark along, going on a few dates for an agreed-upon sum, but then she goes in for the kill. She gets a large upfront payment for promising to seal
Okay, I can see how that might make her enemy. I mean, he's paying to date an underage girl, and he thinks he...
You're not wrong. Problem is, her latest mark, a violent, foul-mouthed thug, isn't... I believe rape and murder were his choicest threats. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now he has his gang roaming the streets, searching high... I'd say that establishes the risk. As soon as we found out, we've been trying to find the sugar...
Yeah, I get it now. If we don't
I think
act...
we're finally... After all, the truly artful detective...
That's not quite how it works, but sure. In any case, just tell me where to...
It is said from help...
So, you want me to go...
Any detective worth... You're going to infiltrate the dance club as an advisor.
Wait. You want...
If it's required, then yes. Those girls... However...
But how am I...
That's okay.
Oh, great.
If it's any consolation, just give them...
Easy peasy.
I'm sure you can figure it.
I guess I'll have to...
Good, then let's move. They're in the gym.
I know her test might be tough, Yagami-san, but I think you'd...
Huh?
Right there.
Something's not right.
Sayaka Nishizono. And
hey,
Amasawa from the Mr.
Oh, great. The Emerald.
Calm down. I'm not to... preface this.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently.
And it must be.
Yeah.
I see.
Listen.
Don't worry. You don't owe me. For this, I'm offering. Let's not. The important thing is.
Help with their routine. When did I ever?
Oh my gosh, really? You know, So how long have you been?
I'm not.
Oh, so I've been literally racking my brain trying to come. I'm
Whoa,
so.
whoa, whoa.
Yagami-san, this is your Reichenbach Falls. Don't you get it?
No.
Do you think we've been practicing and practicing? We all know our moves and everybody's got rhythm. So all that, but it feels like we're still. It's really kind of
You know, it's hard to say.
I shouldn't have to say
And?
that. And
I think you guys could use a bit more coordination. Something's off about your rhythm.
really? I thought they were all pretty synced up.
Yeah, rhythm.
Oh. Well, you know what then? I think. There we go. Let me. So, the music's not a bad choice, but it'll take more than your average dance mix to stick in the audience's minds. Have you considered traditional enka? Nobody'd see that coming.
Enka? Well, it is old school, so dancing to it might be innovative. But we can't just start over with a new song.
They have the rhythm, they know their moves. What they lack is she told you all that. Besides, it'd be demoralizing to make them reset everything
Yeah.
this late.
Isn't your routine a little tame? Maybe you could spice it up a bit.
But you mean like we need skimpy?
What part of this is a high school?
Yeah, sometimes. I think you're performing well.
Where?
You're already in but you were right. It needs something that's gonna leave a lasting impact.
I see what you. If only we could come up. Oh, maybe.
Ah. But let's take apart what could give you the edge you need. Why not incorporate...
Did
Sure
you?
did. Throw a few kicks and punch...
That's... yeah. And it's not like martial arts, but we don't know the first...
Well, you're in luck. Kung Fu
No way!
It's my own style. You won't find it in any ancient scrolls, but it's flashy.
Perfect!
I guess I'm gonna have...
Sweet! Then let's see some
Wait,
ass-kicking dance
really?
then.
I really
Of
have
course.
to do...
How else are we gonna learn? Look up some We'll get to analyze your moves, your footwork, your breathing.
I wouldn't get your hopes up, though. What if my stuff...
So, you're not gonna...
If you're giving up after stringing them along this far, hang tight while I dial 110.
Hold it.
Huh?
You know what? I've never done this before, though, so don't get mad if it's crappy,
Oh,
okay?
don't be so hard on yourself. You're gonna do fantastic. Okay, what we'll do first is show you the opening 30 seconds of our routine until the chorus hits. While you're watching, keep an eye out for the parts that could use some kung fu moves.
Sure. Good
Okay,
plan.
so
Whoa. But you know what? May as well
that's the
try.
spirit. Ready for the music?
Let's freaking dance.
Yagami-san, you're officially the best. Incredible.
Oh, he's amazing! That was amazing! Wow! Wait, is that
I could never do that.
Oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't knock someone out! See it?
Oh, look at that. Did you see that?
Yagami-san,
Believe me, I'm just as winning is part skill and part pulling
I don't
out
think a
your...
seasoned athlete could pull that off.
Yagami-san, that was incredible.
Wow.
You're not just a... No
You're
way,
giving-
and maybe you don't realize it, but you have a... Well, whatever you call it, we're gonna use You seriously
Hey,
saved our...
I'm just glad...
Ever since our advisor stopped showing, we could all use...
If you guys will have me, then sure.
I think it's time we headed back
Huh?
now, Yagami.
So, did I pass? I'd say I made plenty of headway with the dance club.
Indeed, you. Honestly, every time I've...
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, all...
Oh, I'm amazing now. Does this mean...
Yeah. Also, I have another theory as to why you...
Yeah?
So, a hired detective shows up, spreading through the news like wildfire. Put those pieces together, and you're... But I wouldn't want to hamper any important detective... At any rate, Yagami-san, that is to say...
Well, that'd be great.
Sure. Also, they're only... Our school makes
Yeah.
you... Yep. The chairman actually promised to sign off on who... Well, I made him promise might be...
What? Really? He told me the club's already had advisors and left it at that.
Typical. I doubt he wants to actually keep his word. After all, he probably thinks the MRC is a big and... Well, with all that...
Hey, you'll get your chance.
Oh, when you have a spare moment, could you join us in... I'd like your advice on...
What, you've got something besides?
Yes. In fact, but that...
Okay. Hey guys, how we all doing? Sweating it out on some layups?
Who are you?
My name's Yagami. I've been the MRC's advisor for all of a couple minutes, and I need to ask the basketball club a few questions.
Okay.
There was a student teacher who used to hang around
Oh
here.
yeah, Mikoshiba.
Anyway, he stopped showing up out of nowhere. Any of you have... Okay, scratch that. Then, what kind of teacher was he?
I wouldn't say jerk, but yeah, I mean, he did show up almost daily.
The club was really good back in his day. That's probably why he had us hustling even harder than the coach.
So, would you say he was on...
I guess. Wait.
Oh, from class 2 too? I don't know. I haven't seen...
Something special about Class 2-2?
Well, yeah. Koda's in 2-2, and she was Mikoshiba Sensei's...
Star pupil. I do know who you're talking about, by the way. Are you saying she was...
In a way, Mikoshiba Sensei worked her harder because she hadn't played basketball till high school.
See, most of us already had tons of experience by the... So, anyone starting as late as now has to be really athletic to keep up with. Mikoshiba Sensei knew that too. I'd say him looking after...
Sounds like the model ones.
If you say so.
Oh?
But Mikoshiba Sensei might have just thought it was tough love, but I think he went overboard with the teasing. Like, he'd make her shoot and then go, "See? That was how not to do it."
Are you saying he would mock her?
That makes it sound bad. He was
Hey,
doing it because
Wasn't Mikoshiba Sensei the one who started the whole arousing thing? He said the way she held the ball was arousing. Said it was her main contribution.
That's not true. She's got a nice chest, too. That's fair. Anyway, when Mikoshiba Sensei stopped coming...
Okay, what did Koda do?
Are you implying they had a...
Beats me. Mikoshiba Sensei did anything like that, he would have gotten canned on the spot.
Yeah, people like to gossip, but as they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe Koda-san's the reason he was always so fired up.
So the writing on her hand, it wasn't some...
Are we about done here?
Last thing. Where are Koda's...
No.
Maybe they're still in their club.
Okay, and I think that about does it. Back to work for the both of us.
You spacing out on me? Look at me when I'm talking.
You can't face us because you're weak. Newsflash, you're
Yeah. Think about us for a second.
Maybe she feels special after.
Doesn't give you the right to
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You think we're letting a stuck-up bitch like
You guys still haven't learned to play...
This fucking guy.
Attention students! Be on the lookout for a creep.
If I were you, I'd watch my mouth around a club advisor.
Say what?
I'm Yagami, from the Yagami Detective Agency. And your chairman just hired...
Bullshit.
I guess word hasn't gotten around? Maybe I'll let a few wisecracks slide for now then. But mark my words, I'll be here every day of the week. So be on your best behavior. Yeah, you do that. Oh, and, break a leg out there, Matsu. Not very nice, are they?
I'm fine.
Koda-san, I'm sorry to spring this on. He started training as a teacher here at the time, did you know maybe he seemed troubled, or...
Why?
The basketball club members think you and Mikoshiba might have...
They said that?
Well, I suppose there wasn't much truth to what I'd heard then. Don't sweat it. Just so you know, I'm actually going to be hanging around here at the school for a little while longer. If it's cool, I hope we can find a way to be friends. See ya.
Wait a sec. Earlier today, it was your voice that I heard, wasn't it? I just never expected anyone to actually stand up for me in school. But you could say I didn't really stand up to them for myself much either. We all just treated it like it was a normal thing. Sometimes people would even laugh about it. But then, today, something changed.
Leave her alone.
Everyone suddenly decided to take a stand like they'd seen enough. I couldn't believe it. But that first voice, the one that told them to stop, that was your voice, wasn't it, Yagami-san?
Who could say?
I knew it.